Hey guys, I'm Colwen, back with another Transformers video. Today I've got a 2 for 3 for somewhat whatever. Um I've got Transformers Dark of the Moon Powerglide with Combiner Wars Powerglide and Machineboy oversized KO Combiner Wars Powerglide. Let me get my comparisons in real quick. Here is Film Noir Spider-Man, Soda Can, Scourge, Hubcap. And don't go too far, Scourge. I'm going to need you back here later on. And we've got the Carbots. Let's go and put Machineboy over there because he's really the only different. We'll talk about him in a moment. And we'll get to him in a moment. And so, Dark of the Moon Powerglide is a really fun figure. I enjoy it. They turn into the A-10 Thunderbolt or the Warthog, which is a real-world military aircraft, and both these guys have their own little interpretations on it. The Dark of the Moon one here, it's kind of awkward looking, I will give. He's got the weird kind of chest. He's trying to do Michael Bay stuff, like Michael Bay tech detailing and stuff, but like he doesn't have the space for it almost. His back is kind of weird looking, and like he's got this weird scoliosis thing going on. But it's a movie Transformer. It can do that stuff. He's got this cool looking multi-pod missile weapon thing going on. His hands themselves are actually C-clips, so if you're so inclined, got deep dive here. You could basically ride on the back of another Transformer that has C-clips, and I think that's actually kind of funny. Articulation-wise, nothing at the head, mainly because of transformation. Yes, these keep coming loose. Those are not meant part of articulation. He's got a swivel for the shoulder with a ball joint attached. He's got a very nice wide-range elbow going on there. His wings on his arms will sometimes get in the way. However, come on, get back there, please. You can fold the hand away and use the arm, the wings kind of like arm blades or shields, which is kind of cool. Yes, I'm having to constantly put these back on. No waist rotation because of the transformation. Ball jointed hips, ball jointed knees, and kind of, you can call that a swivel, but that's really more for transformation. Let me go ahead and stand them up over here and put them back here for a moment. And we'll bring in Combiner Wars Powerglide. Now this one I like a lot better. He's a very good representation of G1 Power Dive. He's got, the shoulder wings coming up. He's got the wide shoulders. But like everything's proportional and in its place. Even his backpack looks very, like, there's no backpack. It's the back of his plane. But he was one of the mini bots, so he can have something like that. I like the painting for the head and all. Oh, it's all good stuff. The head does swivel. Not only is that cause of articulation, but that's transformation. He's got ball jointed shoulders. Very nice elbow bend. They can get right up against the arm. He's got no waist swivel, unfortunately. Right now. He does have a ball-jointed knee and a ball-jointed hip and a ball-jointed knee, and then again with the ankle tiltage. So what's funny is that these guys really do have very similar articulation. The Machineboy one is just a scaled-up version of the Combiner Wars one. It's the exact same thing, just bigger, and he did come with some big old guns. Those are actually being used by another figure, and I'm not going to pull them away from that thing right now. So, sorry about that. However, let's go ahead and put him back over there, put him there, and let's get into transformation. We are going to need to pull his weapon out of his hand. Fold both hands away, then take the wings and Pull them away and just kind of explode them out and explode out the legs. Fold the feet into the legs, peg the legs together, and then just leave it there for right now. Bring it up over the crotch plate a little bit and just leave it alone. Take these big old... Oh, you can go and just fold the head up and there's his head's transformed. Take these shoulder panels away and on the ball joints, swivel them backwards. And then on those interior hinges, you're going to close it back up down here. On the ball joint, interior swivel, and then close that together there. And close the legs up into the back fuselage. You see? Now, I waited to do the elbows because you're going to want to turn the shoulders so that they're facing front towards the nose cone. So basically, the shoulders are going to be upside down. And then collapse the arms up against the body. And as you do so, you're going to want to line the wing up to tab into place. So, shoulders facing, the shoulders facing backwards in robot mode, but facing the ball joint towards the nose cone. Turn the ball joint around. Bring the elbows down, and then peg in the wing against the fuselage like that. And he does have landing gear, so we're going to extend all that down. We're going to take his weapon here, fold it, take it apart, fold that open, and then there were peg ports on the sides of his arms. I'm going to peg those in there, and then this one has to get laid flat, and it's going to peg on there, and then there's a tab underneath the wing that's going to peg into the side of it. And here we have our A10 Warthog vehicle mode for Dark of the Moon movie Powerglide. And this thing looks really intimidating, but we'll get into him a bit more in a moment. Let's go ahead and transform the Combiner Wars one. Now, you take the legs, peg them together. Take the feet, fold them flush. Take the head, swivel it around. Now, take the arms and push the arms up against themselves and tab them into the underside of the wings. Take this panel, flip it up, because this guy is a triple changer. We're going to take the head section and we're going to pull it up and lock it in place. Then, take the landing gear. Take the landing gear and fold it down and out. Lock that in place, lock that in place. And let me go ahead and bring Scourge back in here for a moment. I'm going to take his sword out, and we are going to peg that landing gear in there. And Powerglide is now in his gun mode. You can pull the engines back. Pull the engines back and expose like some gun kind of detail going on there, and he just fell clean out of the hand. This is an intro. They gave him this mode so that he'd be able to interact with the Combiner War aerial bots. But continuing transformation, take this targeting scope and just fold that down, and it's going to clip into place there. Pull the wings away from the body and get them straight out like this. And then there's a little port there that's going to go down right onto those pegs there. Push those engines back up. The wing tips are a little loose on mine, so they're going to kind of flop around. He only has one landing gear, which is unfortunate, but he's got molded in ones back there, and so there's that. Let me get his gun out of the way here, and we will quickly transform the bigger one. He's got these really heavy ratchets in the ankles, which are kind of nice. Close those up. Bring the arms up. Turn the head around, and let's go ahead and lift the entire thing back and bring this down. And yes, in a moment, I'm going to bring Scourge back in here, and we will find out, is he compatible? Unfortunately, no, he is not compatible. That is one thing Machineboy's kind of messed up with that. They should have made this thinner. I might be able to get in there with a Dremel and carve off these edge pieces. I'll get back to you guys on that. So go ahead and continuing on. Fold the wings down flat and peg them in place. And now we have all three in their vehicle modes. Let's bring in the comparisons. We have Soda Can and Film Noir Spider-Man. We've got Scourge and Hubcap. Yeah, these are very badly out of scale. All these guys' vehicle modes are very fun and enjoyable. The movie Powerglide has a very realistic with all the riveted points and all that. And like, I'm pretty sure if I put this side by side in an actual Warthog, there'd be a lot of differences. But still, it's close enough to make for a fun, realistic looking vehicle. I like that they were able to mold in the minigun up in the front. And I'm pretty sure these would actually be some type of sci-fi weaponry going on. I don't know. The Combiner War one is fun. It's got a very good representation of the A10. But like, there's just different things that just aren't right about it. And it's pretty obvious that they were doing their own interpretation of it. It's still fun, though. It's still enjoyable. It's kind of like a sci-fi space version of an A10, you know? Got the nice sleek designs and all that. Has the missile pods under the arms. You saw those in weapon mode. He's got this big old jet turbine thruster in the back. It's fun, though. Yeah, he's got the floppy back fuselage going on, which kind of sucks. And this one is actually a decent upscale. It kind of sucks that they didn't make this 5mm compatible, but hey, you know, they're all good figures, and they all actually ran about the same price when they came out in their own times. He was $6 or $7. I want to say he was 10 or 12, and he was like maybe $15. You know, you've got options when it comes to small pocket-sized A10 Warthog Transformers. You got your realistic movie one, you got your Combiner War one, or you got your knockoff oversized one. Seriously, go out, pick one. Get yourself a pocket A10 Warthog Powerglide. I've been Colwen. Thank you guys for watching. You're an asshole back there. You, sir, are an asshole. What are you doing?